Hey y'all, it's your girl Renata Nicole. Today we're going to do a pink makeup tutorial. I'm going to start off with skin prep, so I'm applying chapstick because no one likes chapped lips. And then I'm going in with a serum first, and after that I'm going to apply a moisturizer. The serum and moisturizer I'm using today is by Caudalie. It's their Vinosource line. A little skin tip: if you use your ring finger when rubbing in moisturizer underneath your eyes, it helps to minimize wrinkles. Using your the skin under your eyes is really like thin and sensitive, and so if you use your ring finger, you're using a lot less pressure than you would with your pointer finger. So just a little tip to keep in mind. Now I'm going in with my eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the original. I feel like I do need an eyeshadow primer because I have oily lids, and so I'll have my makeup thinking I'm cute, and then somewhere throughout the day my eyeshadow starts to crease. That is not cute. Now I'm going in with my foundation. Today I'm using the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 390. So this is my summer shade, my normal summer shade, but because COVID has come in and is not going anywhere, I haven't been outside like I normally am, so I'm not as tanned as I usually am by now. So this foundation is pretty dark, but I don't like to waste foundation. I don't like to just go buy a new foundation when I have a good foundation. So I'm still going to use this and we're going to make it work. Now I'm going in with this Nars concealer. So this Nars concealer is my winter shade and it's in caramel. So I'm going to use this really light Nars concealer with this really dark Fenty Beauty foundation, and we're going to balance this thing out and we're going to make it work because I don't like to waste product, and as long as I have it, I'm going to use it and figure out how to make it work. And after I apply my concealer, I do like to blend it out with a beauty blender. I just feel like a beauty blender leaves a really nice smooth finish, and it just brings it all together real nice, and your skin just looks amazing. Okay, so I did go in and add a second layer of the Nars concealer. I felt like after the first layer, after I blended everything out, that it was still pretty dark. It wasn't blending as well, so I just went ahead and added a second layer to lighten up that center area a little bit more, and so that it can like come together much better. You don't see exactly where it's dark, where it's light, but then my neck is so light, but the rest of me is so dark. So now I'm going in with my favorite setting powder by AJ Crimson to set in my T-zone, just so that concealer doesn't crease or move. There is a link in the description box where you can go and purchase some AJ Crimson products. He's a really good makeup artist, and he's really nice as well. But on top of that, I just love his product because it really works. Alright, so now we're going to start on eyes. So I'm going to start off with this NYX Jumbo Pencil in gold. I think that's the color. Pure gold. In pure gold, to lay down a base for the eyeshadow that we're using today. So the eyeshadow we're going to be using today is Maitai by Geek. It's one of their Duochrome pressed eyeshadows. I think they have loose ones as well. But this eyeshadow, well, their Duochromes reflect like a second color, so it's like you have two in one. This one doesn't reflect the second color as well on my skin tone. I believe it's because it has more of a gold peachy undertone, and because my skin tone is the way it is and I have such a yellow undertone, you don't see that as well. So that's why I went in with that gold base first, to hopefully help reflect that a little better. But it's mainly a really pretty pink color, and that's what I really like it for. Now I'm going in with this brown shade. It is actually a brow powder. It's an Inglot. Yeah, it's by Inglot. It's actually a brow powder, but I use it as a blending eyeshadow. I really love the shade, and I don't really care what they tell me that is supposed to be used for. I like to use it what I want to use it for, so that's what I do. I really love the shade. It's in 563. It's just a really nice brown. It really works for me really well in my skin tone. It's a really good transition color. You can use it by itself. It's just a really nice brown. If you notice, this brown, when it mixes in with that pink, it has like this plum deep purple, slight deep purple effect. When I turn my head, you can kind of see that, and that's only me using just this brown shade on top of that pink a little bit, and look what happens. So that's why I really like this technically brow powder, but this brown eyeshadow. Okay, so today for liner, I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Alkaline. It's this really nice deep plum color. Yeah, plum color. I feel like it complements the pink really nicely. You can add some depth without having to use a black liner necessarily. So I'm keeping that liner really close towards my lash line. Now on to brows. I am using Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown. This is the struggle brow. I don't know if you're like me, but one brow is much easier to do than the other brow, and this one is the struggle brow that gives me problems. Okay, so messing around with this struggle brow for too long, and yeah, I made it too thick for my face or my preference, but it's fine. So I'm just gonna go in with a smaller brush after, and then I'm going to use a bit of concealer to clean up around it and thin out the brow so that it can match the other one and just be more to my liking. Now I'm going in with that same brown eyeshadow from before, that Inglot brow powder shadow thing. I'm going in and applying that on my lower lash line now, just to, I feel like it helps to bring the whole eye together. When you apply it at the bottom and at the top, you're balancing it out versus just having eyeshadow at the top and nothing at the bottom. It makes sense to me, so I do it. It makes me feel better. You don't have to, but I like doing it, so I do. Alright, so now I'm going to use a color out of the Urban Decay Heat palette. I'm going in with Ashes, that deep plum purple shade. Can't talk. That matches that pencil from before. I think the pencil actually came with the palette. I think they were still together. But I'm just going in with that eyeshadow that matches the pencil over top, just to help intensify the color of that purple. And I'm going to add a little bit in the outer corner of my lower lash line. So now I'm going in with Fenty Beauty loose powder in the shade Honey. Because the concealer is my winter shade, I'm going in with the shade Honey to add more of a yellow tone to my T-zone area, so that my whole face will match my chest and it all goes together. And to also do like some reverse contouring, I'm going to do a line of that powder under my cheekbone and let that bake for a while so I can let that area highlight a bit. So now onto mascara. I'm using the They're Real mascara by Benefit. I really like the applicator a lot with this mascara. And then the smaller one's only $10 and I buy a new one every 3 months, so I just stick with the travel size ones. So I applied some lashes for the most part off camera, but they are Ardell Lashes. They might be the demi wispy ones, I believe. I know they're shorter on the inner part and then they get longer towards the outside. And I really like those for my eye shape, so I stick with those most of the time. And then I'm just going over my lash line with that same eyeliner pencil just to cover up the band of the lash and make it blend better. Now that I've let that powder sit for a while, I'm going to dust it off with that same fluffy brush. I'm going to dust it off and you'll be able to kind of see my cheekbone accentuated a little bit better than before. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. And so now you have like a reverse contour effect without having to actually contour. Now I'm going in with the Beauty Bakerie Coffee and Cocoa palette in the shade Deja Brew. It's a really nice light bronzer shade for me, and so I'm just doing a little bit of light shading around my forehead. Now I'm going in with this liquid blush by Nars. Really intimidated by this blush at first, but it's really nice and I've really grown to love it. So I put a little on my hand or on my palette that I use, a little bit at a time, and I build it as I see fit and necessary, and you just blend it out and it's a really nice flush of color. It's not as intimidating as it seems. I know if you swatch it on your hand it's like that's a lot, it's too much, but no, as you can see, if you just use a little at a time and build it to your liking with a brush or a beauty blender, it's a really nice beautiful wash of color. So today I am going to use a highlighter. I'm using Global Glow by MAC, and I'm just applying that on the high points of my cheek. Now onto lips. I am starting off with a NYX lip pencil in Brown Cafe. And then I'm going in with a MAC lipstick. It's called Flamingo. And then I'm going to top that off with a Fenty Beauty lip gloss. It looks like something else, but in Fussy. It's my first time trying her lip gloss and I actually really like this. It's a really cute pink. You see I'm feeling myself a smidget. I like it a lot. So I did go back in and add a little bit more of blush. I enjoy blush a lot, so. And there you have it, the finished look. This was a really fun look. This pink on pink, real summery, really fresh. Hope you guys like it. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe.